Today we're going to talk about disc brake master cylinders for 50s, 60s, and 70s GM vehicles. We're going to cover some of the most common questions we run into for these master cylinders and go through some of the terminology that can sometimes be confusing for customers. The first term that we're going to go over is pocket depth. You might see deep pocket or shallow pocket in the descriptions for some disc brake master cylinders, both on our sites or throughout the internet. What that actually is referring to is the depth of this hole right in the front of the master cylinder where it meets up with the brake booster. So a deep pocket master cylinder has a hole here that's about 1.5 inches deep, so that if you have a rod coming out of the brake booster that's longer, that sticks out about 1.5 inches, it'll mate up properly with your master cylinder. All of our master cylinders start off with a deep pocket, about 1.5 inches deep, and then we supply a plug that fills that hole to make it a shallow pocket master cylinder. That way, no matter what brake booster you're mounting it up to, whether it's one of ours and you're buying it together, or if it's a brake booster you already have on the car, it'll mate up just right. The next thing we'll talk about is bore diameter. This is one of the most crucial things when you're choosing a master cylinder, and there's a lot of confusion about what increasing or decreasing your bore size actually does to your brake system. The bore diameter, kind of like the pocket here, is the whole piston here. The diameter of the piston that's getting pressed in by the brake booster that's going to actually in turn push fluid out of the side. So the diameter of this piston is your bore diameter. So what you're looking for in a bore diameter is pressure. The smaller bore master cylinder you're using, the more pressure you're going to get out to the wheels at any given pedal force. The only difference is a smaller bore master cylinder is going to have to travel a little bit further to displace the same amount of fluid that a larger diameter bore would have to do. So more pressure and a little bit more pedal travel as you decrease your bore size in your master cylinder. Next we'll talk about disc versus drum brake master cylinders. The first misconception that people have is that on a disc brake setup or a drum brake setup that the front port pushes out more pressure than the rear port. That's not true. When you press your brake pedal, the master cylinder starts out pushing equal pressure to both the front and rear of the car. The changes happen, if need be, within a proportioning valve or combination valve, where some of that pressure coming out actually gets restricted to keep your rear end from locking up. But out of the actual master cylinder, you get equal pressure to start out front and rear. A drum brake master cylinder generally is smaller than a disc brake master cylinder because the brake shoes are going to require less fluid over time as your shoes wear than brake pads would. So you need a larger reservoir for a disc brake setup than you would for a drum brake setup. That's why you see a lot of master cylinders with one large reservoir for the front discs and a smaller reservoir for the rear drums. Here at the Stop Shop, we carry a lot of different options. All of our master cylinders for GM vehicles are available in chrome with a flat top. Also chrome with the 2 bales over the top like you see here, the wires. Or in a cast iron finish like you see here with a gold anodized cap. All of those master cylinders are also available with a 1-inch bore or an 1 1/8" bore. We also have a 15/16 inch bore that's available for the cast iron version. If you have any questions, we're available 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time every day of the week. 614-557-3442. Thanks a lot.